BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace 32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast-paced and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during squad play and promote diverse strategies in normal matches, you will now be able to revive your fallen teammates. Just retrieve the blue chip from their death boxes and register it at one of the transmission towers scattered across the map, or through a wireless transmitter item obtained through farming. They can then rejoin the match via a respawn plane that flies once per phase. Note that this feature is available only in normal and custom matches on ArkAngel, Miramar, and Jester. Next, we're introducing a new DBNO feature, allowing you to carry knocked out teammates and place them inside vehicles. This addition provides players with an alternative way to evade danger without having to only abandon or revive your teammates. We are also finally ready to unveil our new clan system. Create or join a clan, play matches, and earn XP to level up your clan. As your clan levels up, you will be able to upgrade your clan tags. Not only that, but you can also earn a BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace 32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast pace and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store, and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during squad play and promote diverse strategies in normal matches, you will now be able to revive your fallen teammates. Just retrieve the blue chip from their death boxes and register it at one of the transmission towers scattered across the map, or through a wireless transmitter item obtained through farming. They can then rejoin the match via a respawn plane that flies once per phase. Note that this feature is available only in normal and custom matches on ArkAngel, Miramar, and Jester. Next, we're introducing a new DBNO feature, allowing you to carry knocked out teammates and place them inside vehicles. This addition provides players with an alternative way to evade danger without having to only abandon or revive your teammates. We are also finally ready to unveil our new clan system. Create or join a clan, play matches, and earn XP to level up your clan. As your clan levels up, you will be able to upgrade your clan tags. Not only that, but you can also earn a BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace 32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast pace and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store, and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during squad play and promote diverse strategies in normal matches, you will now be able to revive your fallen teammates. Just retrieve the blue chip from their death boxes and register it at one of the transmission towers scattered across the map, or through a wireless transmitter item obtained through farming. They can then rejoin the match via a respawn plane that flies once per phase. Note that this feature is available only in normal and custom matches on ArkAngel, Miramar, and Jester. Next, we're introducing a new DBNO feature, allowing you to carry knocked out teammates and place them inside vehicles. This addition provides players with an alternative way to evade danger without having to only abandon or revive your teammates. We are also finally ready to unveil our new clan system. Create or join a clan, play matches, and earn XP to level up your clan. As your clan levels up, you will be able to upgrade your clan tags. Not only that, but you can also earn a BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace 32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast pace and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store, and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during squad play and promote diverse strategies in normal matches, you will now be able to revive your fallen teammates. Just retrieve the blue chip from their death boxes and register it at one of the transmission towers scattered across the map, or through a wireless transmitter item obtained through farming. They can then rejoin the match via a respawn plane that flies once per phase. Note that this feature is available only in normal and custom matches on ArkAngel, Miramar, and Jester. Next, we're introducing a new DBNO feature, allowing you to carry knocked out teammates and place them inside vehicles. This addition provides players with an alternative way to evade danger without having to only abandon or revive your teammates. We are also finally ready to unveil our new clan system. Create or join a clan, play matches, and earn XP to level up your clan. As your clan levels up, you will be able to upgrade your clan tags. Not only that, but you can also earn a BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast pace and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store, and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during squad play and promote diverse strategies in normal matches, you will now be able to revive your fallen teammates. Just retrieve the blue chip from their death boxes and register it at one of the transmission towers scattered across the map, or through a wireless transmitter item obtained through farming. They can then rejoin the match via a respawn plane that flies once per phase. Note that this feature is available only in normal and custom matches on ArkAngel, Miramar, and Jester. Next, we're introducing a new DBNO feature, allowing you to carry knocked out teammates and place them inside vehicles. This addition provides players with an alternative way to evade danger without having to only abandon or revive your teammates. We are also finally ready to unveil our new clan system. Create or join a clan, play matches, and earn XP to level up your clan. As your clan levels up, you will be able to upgrade your clan tags. Not only that, but you can also earn a BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast pace and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store, and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during squad play and promote diverse strategies in normal matches, you will now be able to revive your fallen teammates. Just retrieve the blue chip from their death boxes and register it at one of the transmission towers scattered across the map, or through a wireless transmitter item obtained through farming. They can then rejoin the match via a respawn plane that flies once per phase. Note that this feature is available only in normal and custom matches on ArkAngel, Miramar, and Jester. Next, we're introducing a new DBNO feature, allowing you to carry knocked out teammates and place them inside vehicles. This addition provides players with an alternative way to evade danger without having to only abandon or revive your teammates. We are also finally ready to unveil our new clan system. Create or join a clan, play matches, and earn XP to level up your clan. As your clan levels up, you will be able to upgrade your clan tags. Not only that, but you can also earn a BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace 32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast pace and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store, and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during squad play and promote diverse strategies in normal matches, you will now be able to revive your fallen teammates. Just retrieve the blue chip from their death boxes and register it at one of the transmission towers scattered across the map, or through a wireless transmitter item obtained through farming. They can then rejoin the match via a respawn plane that flies once per phase. Note that this feature is available only in normal and custom matches on ArkAngel, Miramar, and Jester. Next, we're introducing a new DBNO feature, allowing you to carry knocked out teammates and place them inside vehicles. This addition provides players with an alternative way to evade danger without having to only abandon or revive your teammates. We are also finally ready to unveil our new clan system. Create or join a clan, play matches, and earn XP to level up your clan. As your clan levels up, you will be able to upgrade your clan tags. Not only that, but you can also earn a BP boost by playing with your clanmates. Definitely worth. And as always, make sure to check out the patch notes for all the details. Update 23.2 has plenty more in store this month, including a DBNO rebalance, general lobby UX UI improvements, a slight buff to the Ace 32, and more. Starting with this update, prepare to become your team's hero, transport teammates to safety, and establish your own PUBG Battlegrounds clan for double the excitement. And we'll see you on the Battlegrounds.
The latest game from Krafton and 5min Lab. Fast-paced and full intense PvP action brawler game. Use your best combo to send your opponent to the lobby. Select your legends and be the winner. Pick the mode that suits your fighting style, from 1v1, 2v2 to Battle Royale. Available to download and play free on Play Store, App Store, and Steam. Let's be legends today!
Welcome to the Update 23.2, where you can now revive your teammates, transport knocked out allies onto vehicles, and engage in a new social feature, the clan system. Let's dive right in. First on the menu is the brand new revival system. To reduce frustration during
It's a closing of day number 1, and so far, having seen already Miramar and Taiko, I think it's been pretty exciting championship so far, isn't it?
Yeah, it's time to come full circle. We go back to the classic, we go back to ArkAngel for our final 2 matches. And I gotta say, Group A and Group B has been as intense as I expected it to be. We had some, I wouldn't say outliers, but some surprises, right? I think, QC being an example, team number 1, they had a good round 2, but round 3, unfortunately, they fell flat. But we are also starting to see a bit of that pack leader. We have 4 or 5 teams who are really doing super well at the top, and I don't think they will fall anytime soon, but it's more of the fight right now between 6th to 8th place or 6th to 10th place that I think is going to be very intense.
And that's rare. Things are really, really tight here. I mean, again, the Expendables have been able to build up a massive, like, 7-point lead now against QConfirm.
Oh, yes.
But everyone else from that point onwards, like, it's only a 4-point split between QConfirm and CERBERUS. It's going to be a 3-point split between CERBERUS as well as Daytrade, and then only a 1-point difference between Daytrade and New Generation Esports. Conversely, so everyone else inside this top 8 is just very close to each other. I think like even battle for 2nd or 3rd place can, I think, be really, really hot here.
Yeah, and no, we looked at, I think, teams like Redsea, we looked at teams like number 1, and you look at the points, right? All it takes is just one good round for them to break into top 8, so I think not all hope is lost yet. You know, this point system is pretty brutal to the teams that are not performing as much. You only get 10 points for chicken dinner, 1 point per kill, but judging by how some of these rounds have went, the fact that you don't really get too much points when your play is lower than 5th or 6th place, that is very, very punishing. And this is why we see some teams, they get one good round and suddenly they shoot up in the standings. And I think it's very, very doable. You just need one good round.
Exactly. With the new super rules, basically, like the points split has been overhauled significantly, meaning that anyone who's below like 8th place, I believe, would not receive any placement points whatsoever.
Oh, yes.
So even that's kind of what happened with Expendables, because like they got 8 kills, but that 8 kills was enough to keep them on the lead of the board. But if you just look only in the placement points wise, they got 0 out of Tego there. So it's still something that teams have to think about. So I think it also brings in a bit of like a question for the teams themselves. Do I want to prioritize more on the kill points, especially when I'm not likely to get a placement here, or should I still try to grind for those placement points here in this competition?
And it's also like, how many games can you get 8 kills before you get flat out wiped, right, and get 0 placement points? Not much. And in that case, for the Expendables, it was definitely a very solid round in terms of kills, but it doesn't happen every day. This is one of the teams that we've been talking about, PMA, Positive Mental Attitude, I believe from the region of Taiwan. It's a team that has been struggling, right? The first 2 matches on Miramar, they were facing off against CERBERUS, and both times they were not able to come on top. Look at Tego, they also, I think they got wiped out by QC. So all 3 rounds have been pretty brutal. We have entered 436, I believe, the representative from Japan this time. Also having some rounds where they were trying to intercept teams and make those rotations, but they were not confirming enough kills, and they were not able to kind of win out in those very big intense gunfights. So you can kind of feel that the pressure is mounting, because this is round number 4 out of 10 for them.
Yeah, exactly. And as I look across the board as well to see how some of these teams have performed relatively to each other here, one interesting kind of like thing I want to highlight here is that Unicorn Venom, right? We've seen them get a really good Tego round, and that allowed them to get 3rd place. The last time they got to 3rd place as well was match number 1, but match number 2, they actually bowed out in 14th place. So it seems like anytime they're like actually able to get good kills, it seems like they're still able to fight for the top 4.
Oh yeah, and I think that's not an easy thing to do, right? You are looking at the balance between getting kills and getting placements, and in this case, right, the values of kills become so much more so much more valuable just because your placement points is so hard to get, right? And I think a lot of teams are making up for the lack of placement points just by getting kills alone. This is why you see teams that didn't finish in top 4 or top 5 somehow still have a decent standing because they're getting these kills throughout the rounds.
Yeah, so in terms of these kind of, speaking of like other teams that are hopefuls here, Enter Force 36 have been involved in quite a few scraps, at least that we've seen on stream, but haven't really been able to convert that performance into actual decent points for themselves. Now, granted, I think if I'm looking at the board right now, they're currently sitting in 16th spot, so literally dead last in this tournament here, but I feel it's not quite, for lack of trying, because they do get themselves in quite a few good scraps. It does sometimes get some good knocks, but I think like, is it just basically the finish that they're just not able to do here that's kind of becoming the problem for them?
I think that could be a factor, right? You are looking at, how you're looking at kind of, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I think a lot of these teams were not able to kind of clean up the tail end of the action, and it could be damaging. The further we go into these group stage. And again, with lesser rounds means there's lesser time for you to polish up on certain things. Things that you can't just improve overnight. And this is why I think Tego was a good benchmark for us to see the adaptation, the adaptability of these teams. Unfortunately, it's just the same few names right at the top. We're getting a very southern flight path this time.
Yeah, and I wonder if any team's going to be fighting over Sosnovka Island, though. I think the odds of the circle actually ending up being on the north side is a lot higher given the split right now. But conversely, I'm still seeing Exo Clan actually jump up quite early on, and they're moving to try to take control over Hospital here. Might actually run into E36 in the process, though, who will also decide to jump up quite early as well. It's already picked up some good vehicles of their own. In the meantime, as we look across the rest of the map here, Daytraders have already taken control over the Primorsk area, and the quarry as well. So that's plenty of really good loot that can do. The circle will actually land relatively close to Sosnovka Island, just with a river running the water running right through it.
I believe the only team the one to be happy is going to be EA, because they do have one guy at Sosnovka, and there's no one else there except for him. But NGE finding two members of number one, and he just could not respond, right? But he's going to try. Mini 14. No attachment, unfortunately, at the start. You get a couple of chip damage onto the members of NGE, onto FAP, not specifically, but no knocks. The NGE just walks away with 2 free kills.
Yeah, and should be able to peel away quite effectively as well. So number one, unfortunately, going to be left out in a lurch as a result here, while the Unicorn Venom in the meantime, very much in a world of their own right now. Still, I don't think there's going to be much of a challenge around them either, because the circle literally, the edge of the circle literally still encompasses their area right now. So I don't think there's going to be much in store for them for the next few moments, but at least a good opportunity for them to get some farming on the board here. Exo Clan in the meantime now getting into full engagement now with E36 here. Finally, they're starting to collide with each other here. Neither side has gotten a knockdown quite yet, though. Sophia's going to be very close and will get taken down by Gats as he tries to run across the field here. Should be finished up though, but Gats gets returned fired on pawn by XK1 here from E36, so it's a 1-for-1 at this point.
Can he get to Gats? That's the question. Stilfed will find solace. His teammate there to bring him back up. So Sylvia, not too big of a deal. For Exo, you got to bring Gats back up though. I think that's the same predicament that they were placed in last game, where they just could not retrieve their members in time. And he's doing his very best to keep track of where the members of E36 are. And so far, it's been working out as Chimpy, I believe, was able to get to Gats. But you look at the distribution of E36. If they want to push towards the 2 members of Exo Clan, they definitely can.
That's the thing, but here's another factor as well. They are so far away from that circle that they cannot really be bogged down into like a extended fight out in this area here. Sooner or later, one of them is going to have to pull away here, and almost getting caught out by Deva there, and that would have been even worse there for Exo Clan should M also fall. But at least they managed to get Gat back up to speed right now. So the question now for them is like how they want to pull away, because even if they were to take a straight path towards the circle here, it might run them into the path of attack all around. And you also have to consider the fact that E36 as well could continue to pursue them all the way to the circle here if they aren't too satisfied with not being able to get a kill point here.
Yeah, Deva actually almost caught a shot in the head. You can see him relocating instantly as his position was compromised by Baba Goose. He's the only person holding on to the high ground. Emtes is closer to the rest of Exo Clan, so it's going to be a stand-up between Star-Lord and Baba Goose. Generally, you don't want to be shooting if you are Star-Lord. Don't want to reveal your position, as NGE again finding number one Virtue. I believe the last man standing, well, not anymore. Number 1, number 16 in this match.
Well, the last has become the first apparently here, as NGE bows out the team number 1 from Vietnam. So they will have full control over the shelter area. The only closest challenge they could possibly face here is UV, but then they're going to be moving away, and they're actually holding, actually moving their way towards Milta at this point. So right now, as it stands, the only standoff I can see on the ground here is on Exo Clan versus E36, as well as CERBERUS actually getting a bit of a scrap here with the Expendables now. Both sides having taken position over here, rather like CS taking position inside the house. Delvin's going to be caught out and will be taken out completely here by Duckmai, and he's going to try to go for another one on the other Duck on the other side. There is going to be Duck Juice, but he's able to slip out of the way and gets to high ground.
Best part is they're not even on the same team.
No, right?
Yeah, but and finally finish off a Silver. This is mean that E36 might be taking initiative onto Exo Clan. That could be bad news. CERBERUS in the meantime staving off TE. Delvin did end up going down, so free kill for CERBERUS as the Expendables continue to make this long rotation down south towards where the circle is.
Yeah, but that might run them into the path of Daytrade and eArena, who had just entered the field. In fact, eArena is starting to put some shots onto Flash from Daytrade as he cuts across them in a car there. Fortunately, he's not been knocked down yet. PMA in the meantime almost getting a bit of a scrap here with UV, but UV is continuing to send some shots at them, so they might try to peel away from this point here, or maybe they might want to try to think about turning the fight. Right now, they're surrounded on all sides from enemies here, so I would say that every step they take from this point on is going to be got to be very, very cautious indeed.
Yeah, they're gonna cut the noise of the vehicle to just start running uphill. Exo did get the naked onto Star-Lord. She's kind of stabilizing the fight just a little bit, turning it into a 3 versus 3. It's E36.
Yeah.
I had the position compromised just a little bit.
So Baba Goose is actually keeping at a distance as Chimpy picks up the kill into Deva right now, so things are getting worse. Sylphia is the last person standing, it looks like, for E-Force 36. Gats right now keeping some shots, trying to see if he can finish off XK1, but I think the angle is not too great for him. Chimpy, in the meantime, going to be coming around the side here to see if he can spot out Sylphia so that he can finish this fight off for good. But right now, with the rest of Exo Clan collapsing on the position here, I think E36's days are definitely no number.
And Silva, his teammates brought him back up. Now he's definitely trying to get to especially Deva. He's already destroyed. He's also bleeding out. Silva is caught in a very, very rough spot. It's kind of the urban fight. You don't have much intel where the enemies are. And Exo Clan, if they can shut down Silva, it's another round where E36 were not able to get off the ground at all. And it's already worrying, as it is.
Yeah, I think the Expendables just ran into Daytrade there just now, so fortunately it looks like they will be able to stabilize the fight there, though they will still be exchanging shots. In the meantime, Baba Goose coming around the corner here, Sylphia just ahead of him, but he still has no idea where he is. It's Blue Zone now finally engulfing everyone involved. Sylphia spotted inside the house now, Baba Goose sending some shots to try to flush him out, but in the end will be Chimpy on the other side of the door. They will finish him off, allowing Exo Clan to finally take one team completely out of the board.
Enterforce, there's still no chance in that. All these solo kills, all these isolated kills, they do add up. Meanwhile, Daytrade, we have the Expendables right across the building. Belma throwing 2 of them off screen. I mean, QC is absolutely pummeling NGE right now. 2 more members of NGE going down, and I believe NGE at this point left with just 1 player.
Indeed, Fab, the last member remaining for NGE right now as he peels away here. Still trying to shoot some shots back onto the team that literally has just wiped them out completely, but I don't know if that's going to be effective or not on his part. But nevertheless, CS in the meantime, one call actually going to be ganked upon a little bit by CERBERUS, but don't know whether they can actually get themselves in a good position here, because I only see there are 4 members inside this complex here, but we also got day traders getting into the mix here with the Expendables, 2 members of them still inside this village here, while things seem to be quieting down on the CERBERUS side at the moment as one call decided to dig into their building here. So now we can focus on this fight here between the Thai squad and the Vietnamese squad.
Yeah, Daytrade starting to clear out all these buildings as well. You have kind of this 2-2 formation, right? And it's gonna put them closer and closer to the Expendables, who doesn't have much ground to control from the beginning. and Daytrade just this very good recon squad. Unfortunately, for the Expendables, they are just hiding in the corner, and oh lord, this circle is deadly.
Oh man, I mean, it's 2 is a company, 3 is a crowd. What do you call 14 teams being stuck in the same circle together?
We call it a stampede. It's either a stampede or a Blackpink concert. Coldplay. Right?
Coldplay is coming. Yeah.
We call it Coachella.
But one call certainly will be using some Coldplay right now is AAA actually jumping straight into CES here. This is going to be interesting. CERBERUS is able to peel themselves out of the car while attack all around is going to try to meet them head on in this battle here, taking one building across the street from where CERBERUS is at the point. Grenade's going to send Jankov is already taken down here. Another Grenade's going to come close to taking on Skrit. You also got Talcon on the upstairs part while the AAA is still trying to hold their own, but unfortunately they're losing too many men at this point. Now CERBERUS in the meantime not quite going unscathed either. Duckmai has already been taken down, but AAA is leaving their last hope and their last member standing there. Trick in the meantime picking up with Duckmai on the outside there, so a bit of a third party going on in this fight as well. But still CERBERUS having an excellent opportunity here to try to finish off AAA. Will try to finish off Skrit right now, tries to find Esperancia, and will not be able to get him completely until Tachyon comes by with the AUG to finish him off.
And I mean, their round almost got spoiled by third party. Thankfully, they still clean up. I would say Tycon.
Yeah.
It's absolute massive work.
However, I feel they're not quite out of the woods though, because all that commotion now is drawing some fire from Daytrade as well as the Expendables, and you got NGE FOB as well moving in the general direction. So I think for now CES, they're going to have to dig in quite hard at this point. It's going to make it hard for them to get information around the outside.
It depends on what Daytrade wants to do, right? And Daytrade, if they're not moving just yet, I think it's still doable for CERBERUS. Can't say the same for SST. You have you have Redsea Esports just driving straight in their general direction.
Yeah, but they're going to be head off. So there's SST decided to split up into two fronts here. One side is dealing with Redsea, and the other side is dealing with UV. But I think it's a little bit more important for them to focus on the UV fight, though. But with the interloper coming in on the northern side, SST is certainly going to have their hands full at this point here.
And Redsea actually going to proc themselves on this enclave. SST right in front of them. In fact, Dean will make that detour. I think that's what Redsea needs, right? It's going to be a long rotation though if they back out right now. SST receiving fire from UV already. So Redsea have a good opportunity to just kind of make that far rotation, but Dean, he's just going on a scouting mission. He might drive straight into SST, and that could spell bad news. If they lose Dean right now, they lose the vehicle. Redsea needs to be very careful. Pawazai holding the far west. So far, they're not getting much info.
Indeed, they aren't, and especially with SST being like split up like this, they're really going to be undermanned here if Redsea decide to collapse onto them. So that is going to be a bit of a tension point right now for the Japanese squad, because do they try to fall back and regroup, or do they want to try to continue to fight against Redsea here? This is such a hard decision to make, isn't it? Unicorn Venom, in the meantime, they can pretty much rest easy, because at very least their positioning means that they will still be able to gatekeep SST as Tay9 tries to get across. He's going to get under fire here. ExoClan has just rejoined us in the circle, having stayed out of the blue zone for quite a bit, and just wandered straight into the crosshairs of QC. So they're going to be locked in the fight right now, just as it's thought that things was going to be safe for them.
Very, very densely populated circle right now. Everyone is trying to jostle or control. You have TE and CS right smack in the middle, as Dean, I guess, gonna get picked up by Fever. That's what we predicted, right? I mean, Redsea just running straight into them. That is not good at all. But you do have the rest of Redsea coming through.
Yep, UV as well, moving up onto SST. So this is going on the three-way fight, and Tay9 is quite literally caught in the middle. Redsea is using his opportunity to try to reposition themselves closer to the blue zone, while Rumax is going to continue to try to put some shots onto them, onto UV specifically, to allow Tay9 some room to escape. But right now, I think SST is in the world of hurt here, because not only are they stuck against the blue zone, they got two teams quite literally gatekeeping them from being able to proceed any further.
You see UV is still sitting down SST. Sao is able to keep SST in place. I do wonder how Redsea is going to take advantage of this though. You can see PMA is right behind them as well. SST trying to go for a long drive. Will have to tank that blue zone just a little bit. Phase 3 blue zone damage is going to start to hurt a little bit. SST actually making it far enough with the full team still intact. That's the scenario. They gotta also get to Redsea Esports with the flying press on the straight now. Can't find any. Can't do enough through the vehicle of SST and they all make it out alive. Maybe Papazai, checkpoint number 2, will be able to stop SST, but Papazai also not landing the shots that is needed. All these checkpoints that Redsea Esports have set up brought nothing back to them.
Dang, this got into the fire, out of the gauntlet, into the fire. It's SST gonna take some fire from PMA as well, who are set up along this road. But fortunately, none, not even a single member of SST gets knocked down. Now, Fab alone here inside the shack, I think. They might try to go up against him. Grenade's gonna be coming out. He's gonna come out and try to go shooting, but only is able to knock down T9 momentarily before Runex finishes him off.
Oh my goodness.
The big thing is the car has been blown up, so SST gonna be stuck here while Snox gets a shot from the outside there. Actually knocks down Imhawk from SST.
Yeah, Runa decided to use the first AK right beside a smoking vehicle that almost took himself out. Steven's gonna run straight towards Imhawk, getting shot right now. Not looking good at all. If you are on the end of SST, it's PMA. They're gonna, shoot at SST, but they got bigger problems to worry about. It's gonna be UV. They reclaim the bike itself. The Pile going on 1 versus 1, trying to play with the cars. Lillard!
No!
A bit creative play. He tries to jump through the driver and passenger seat, but ends up getting gunned right down by UV.
Yeah, but UV is not out of the woods though. PMA is encroaching their position on that edge of the circle, so they want to wipe them out before having to deal with this next phase here, so they're certainly going to try their very best. While PMA lurks around the outside, Redsea is able to kind of stabilize their situation at the front now. This next circle landing even deeper inside, so yet again, PMA getting themselves a little bit caught out by this fight though. J-Ken takes out Snox 29 to reduce PMA down to 2 people.
Yeah, Imhang also got down by QC as well. So SST, they are sustaining absolutely heavy damage thanks to 2 different teams shooting at them. This circle, again, kind of favoring Daytrade a little bit. You can see that Daytrade, they are moving towards the center of the circle onto high ground also. I think a lot of teams are not ready for that. eArena coming in from the western side as QC continues to rack up the kills, this time taking out Himas from CERBERUS. PMA left with 2 members, as Redsea is kind of on the horizon as well, but PMA has to worry about UV, who are behind them.
Yeah, but don't really have to worry about anyone else because it seems like Redsea is going to be moving from the northern side of the circle, so they will not encounter both UV nor PMA, so now they're just going to be locking their own fights. So Power's going to try to come out anyway to try to open up a front, but instead gets knocked down for his efforts and will be taken out by I Am Pete. So now UV down to 3 guys here, going to try to scramble to figure out a way to get themselves out of this quandary because the blue zone is still ticking right now. They're still granted 1 minute and 45 seconds to go, but nevertheless that blue zone is encroaching onto UV zone. They have to move out of the way now and straight into PMA's area.
And Teddy just got knocked as well. No one can save him in this position. He's now able to outrun the blue zone as UV continues that push into the circle, but Smell, he's going to take the long road. Take a bit of this punishment just to isolate himself. He knows that Iron Pete is on the other side. Look at that preempted smoke grenade. This might give Smell just the cover that he needs. Iron Pete is going to be forced to push out thanks to the blue zone as well. He doesn't have time to recover. Sees NBK doesn't get the full spray down. NBK doesn't go down. J-Ken shows up. IMP wins that fight. They try to flush him out with the molly. Can't see him just yet. Can he recover his turn in time? 3 HP by the millisecond. IMP stays strong and now goes for the attack onto NBK, who drops to literally 1 HP as J-Ken takes his head off. PMA put up a fight, but it's not enough.
Wow, but either way, I think IMP was definitely very much screwed in that situation because you had NBK on the other side and Smell kind of like on the other flank. So either way, Pete was going to be completely surrounded before he could even enter into the safe zone. So either way, valiant effort on his end though, managed to get the knockdown or 2, but then still not able to confirm the kill nevertheless. Now things have settled down. 10 teams still in the running right now as this circle comes to a close here. SST still somehow able to hold their own, although in this shack here, you're going to be taking a lot of fire from both Redsea as well as One Call, though Redsea seems to be quite interested in sending them some grenades their way.
And Redsea also not pushing forward. Really just the fear of the unknown, right? You have this dip in terrain and Redsea finding it very hard to push on forward because they do know that there's a 3rd team there, and that's where Papazai is looking at. UV on the horizon across the main road. But the only way for Redsea to get into the circle is through SST. Papazai actually starts firing. Gets the knock onto NBK, has the nade in hand as well. Just by the edge of the blue, this nade feels to be just a bit short, so NBK should be rescued. Second one, third nade comes up. Papazai continuing the lobs. But now has to take a while to breathe, and thankfully for UV, they should be able to bring J-Can back up. Runex doesn't have vision of it.
Well, Mr. Flank is going to be flanking around UV, it looks
they're driving
like.
into them?
Yep, it's driving straight into them as well. And speaking of driving, Trick as well is getting into the line of sight of Tanvu and actually gets taken down a peg there. So one call, even though they're in the middle of that circle, is not exactly having the best of time. Now Lucky J going to try to hold his own as Day has a class onto them. He gets a kill on the Puchis. Now can he get one more? He does not, as he gets completely taken out by Norins from Daytrade and surviving that little onslaught there as Daytrade, as they are still going to be the ones in the best position here.
I believe he was trying to kind of pop the tires, but got ambushed by Daytrade from behind. Absolutely unfortunate. ExoClan this time, a way better run.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
Top 8, 4 kills. 3 more members alive, still going. Babagoose, big nade coming through from afar. Watch out.
Oh.
KM99 finds him right out in the open. As Belmont was able to take KM down, and Daytrade decides that they also want to be a part of this. Can they get Babagoose back up though? I think ExoClan too far away to save him. Gas does pop inside. ExoClan still going. This is a winnable situation as Insight goes down. ExoClan clearing out a path for themselves.
They got to watch out for Zixi though, because he's trying to flank them around the side, and that could split up the fire here from both Gats and Chimpy. Larry's going to be opening fire at the same time as both members of ExoClan going to get knocked out. Babagoose gets taken out as well. That is going to be the end for ExoClan. They will bow out in 8th place here as eArena, down to 2 men, will continue on the move into the circle unless Daytrade Gaming, who decided to be a bit proactive, is going to wipe them out before they have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, Daytrade was running towards them while they was fighting ExoClan, and Daytrade had the full squad available. And Larry didn't stand a single chance. That SLR just blew his skull off. So we just take a bit of return fire, but eArena are in a really rough spot, and there's just very minimal chance of recovery. Zixi not doing too well as as Flash is going to try and spot him out. Dan Pablo does get taken up by Runex. SSD still kicking in this round. Just survival instincts for this Japanese squad is absolutely tenacity. Flash is going to run uphill as Larry should perish to the blue zone.
Yeah, Flash just surfing that blue zone to try to find Zixi, but I think Pet Dread actually finds him first, starts to open fire onto him, forcing him to try to duck away. In the meantime, Redsea on the other side just finish off the rest of SST, it looks like. So that's going to be them away until Jexi finds a kill onto Papa Zayn and takes him out completely. So now back onto eArena here. Zixi is still attempting to fight for his life here against Pet Dread, while the whole time Flash and Belmub are coming up against his position here. And now it's going to force the guy out of the way. Zixi now going for a break for it. Gets under the grass here. Is he still going to be able to survive? He pops up only to get popped down. Flash takes the kill.
Yeah, he did all that work on Pet Dread, but it's actually Daytrade that took Pet Dread down. So another extra kill for Daytrade if they can confirm it. 5 teams left, but only Daytrade had the full squad left alive. 8 kills already. As Jexi was the one that clears out Tanvu. We're down to the top 4. And yeah, Pet Dread is secured by Norins. That's kill number 9 for Daytrade, and they have full control of majority of the safe zones. Look at where Daytrade are.
Yeah, I mean, Daytrade has full control over the northern side. There are a lot of hills there, a lot of trees for them to use. So they certainly will have a lot of cover going to this next circle. Conversely, though, Redsea down to only 1 member, which is going to be Mr. Flank, and he's going to be having a heck of a time. He's going to be running against Earth very soon, though. So that's going to be a 1v1 here for them to see which one of the two will be continuing this fight here in the top 4. Mr. Flank going to be spotted. He's going to take to the dirt right now, but Earth moves up forward. The grenade's going to be sent down to Flank. Mr. Flank trying to get him down, but unfortunately, the blue zone is going to be what takes out Redsea completely. So 4th place is the best a Malaysian squad can do.
Oh yeah, he was spotted by a jump pick of all things from Uzapalui. Great awareness. There's one call now, they're going to start driving and try to get into the safe zone as they are losing control very quickly. You can see Seymour is down in the middle, but he needs to hold on. If Seymour goes down, one call is going to lose complete control of the safe zone. Nade up top coming through the trajectory.
Whoa.
Just a bit off. Seymour just tucking himself in this corner. And that's going to allow the rest of one call to come in, but Puchio's he's gonna have a good view of this rotation.
In fact, like, he's going to be feeding information for the rest of his squad who are camped up in the northern side of this circle, and that's informing them which way to try to wrap in. Unfortunately, one call is going to try to put pressure on the Pachil's position here, so that's going to make it harder for him to continue to take these shots against them. So now he needs the support from the rest of his teammate more than ever here, as one call attempts to try to cut him off. QC, in the meantime, Earth is still trying to crawl around the side here, trying to stay out of sight with Jexy at the moment, and might just be lucky enough, hopefully, to be able to make it to this next circle. But Simoy, in the meantime, still stuck on by the roadside here, can't quite get a bead onto either Puchiz nor Nurins on the other side here. So he's in a bit of a rock at a hard place, I feel.
Oh, definitely. Rozapalui now found out by Jexy. Last man alive for his team and almost wins that fight.
Yeah, a bit of a shame there, but that will be quick Q confirmed. Finished off in third place. And now two teams still remain. One still has a full stack, and that's going to be Daytrade. One call has already lost one man, but they still have plenty of control over the southern side of this circle. Now, Puchiz is the only one to be able to provide some information, but it's still going to be up to Nurins and the rest of Daytrade here in order to try to move down to take on call's position. Simoy is still trying to hold his own. Senza, I think that's a smoke grenade, going to try to block out the view from Nurins, making it harder for them while they try to pressure Puchiz inside the building. But Puchiz actually gets a jump onto Nando J. So this is actually put out a huge opportunity for Daytrade to try to collapse on the one call. Can they make it in time?
They know where the last guy is as well. You can see that Simoy, he's starting to make just a little bit of move because he knows that he's trapped there. Whereas Puchiz will just take care of Nando J one step at a time. I think Daytrade know that they've got it. Simoy only 42 health left. Nothing much left in the tank. Flank from behind. A nade to finish him off. Daytrade gaming with the chicken dinner. And just a fantastic finish.
Wow, amazing round there from Daytrade Gaming. Again, they stayed relatively quiet in that final phase there because a lot of the fighting was happening on that eastern side of the circle. But when it came down to the wire, these boys will still deliver it right through. So well done here to one of the premier squads from Thailand.
Oh yeah, and finally, right, we've been looking for kind of the performance, right, from Daytrade Gaming, the consistency that they did demonstrate last time we saw them, and finally it's starting to pay off. Took them a while. Last we saw Daytrade, they were not doing too bad. 4th place on the overall standing, and now they get this chicken dinner. I'm wondering if it's enough to put them in first, but I'm very certain it's going to be enough to put them at least in top 3.
If anything else, it makes up for the slight disappointment that was map 3 here for Daytrade because they were completely washed out in that round. They're only getting a single kill point, in fact. But with this chicken dinner, that certainly puts them back in the running in the overall here for sure. While in the meantime, looking at this fight here that happened between NGE as well as number 1, I think like that was just such a messy scrap, wasn't it? I mean, again, number 1 completely caught off guard really because they weren't a full stack in that fight and just got completely wiped out before they even knew what was happening.
Oh yeah, and I think just a bit distracted also. Overall, just a better finish for Redsea, finishing in 4th place. He got in a couple of kills as well, right? This is the kind of performance that you want to see. This is one step at a time, making the top 8. I believe they were like 9th or 10th place, so not too far away from making it into that safe zone. But we also have SST. I think they put up a very good resistance this game.
Indeed, they have SST. I think like. If only they were able to get a full stack fight, I think they should be able, would have been able to survive a little bit better. This
is one of my favorite moments.
A creative way of trying to traverse, but unfortunately that traverses him straight into the crosshairs, so I don't know if that was even effective or not. But nevertheless, IMP, a valiant effort for him. Unfortunately, getting surrounded on the blue zone with the back, blues on the back of him. No way he was going to be able to get out of this situation. This grenade there actually completely finished off the rest of Deadly Strike there. Then we had eArena taking pot shots against Pet Det here. Zizzy versus Pet Det. This was really a 1 versus 1 for the ages here, but unfortunately, just when they thought it was going to be a 1 versus 1 battle, suddenly Daytrade had to come in, become a third party, and just completely ruin that whole situation.
And they stole a lot of these kills as well. I mean, these are kind of delivered on a silver platter for Daytrade. And in no one call, they had to deal with QC up to the very end, but it was Daytrade who had full information. Again, I think the position that Puchiz held was so crucial for Daytrade to not only get info on where QC are, but to win it out, right? This is why you see, this was why we saw all those flanks coming through from Daytrade Gaming. It's just very good placement of their members, and using that information, it paid off.
Oh, it's just so wonderful to see like the level of like minute-to-minute tactics that's being run between these squads here, because it seems like just blink a little bit and you might just miss an opportunity to actually deal a lot of hurt here on your enemies. And the fact that these guys were just constantly shifting around, constantly moving about, I think that just made for such a wonderful final circle here.
Oh yeah, and then, so far today has not disappointed at all. We still have one more Erangel map coming up to kind of figure out where we are at the halfway point for both Group A and Group B. And I think if you are in Group A, you are definitely a bit more nervous, right? Because tomorrow you got to play the remainder of your group stage, and at least for Group B, for teams like CERBERUS, for teams like SST, number one, they have time to kind of rest a little bit. But if you are in a position of UV, if you're in a position of EXO clan, especially, you're running out of time.
Indeed. So we're still going to wait until the scores are tabulated before we give you guys a good idea about where these teams stand after these 4 matches. But now that we've already gone through the first round of Erangel here, I think like very much a feeling that these teams are starting to get into the paces here. They're already starting to have a lot of confidence on ground here to start to take fights. We've seen a lot of success with some of these proactive teams come through here even. So like, but then Daytrade definitely have been playing like vultures, I would say. Like giving you a point about them stealing the kills, but also just really going out there to where the gunfight is happening and trying to just be a third party everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that, going into the last game, I'm going to keep my eyes off of the front runners. I want to look at how teams like, PMA, how teams like E36, Redsea, EXO, how can they make use of this final round to get as much points as possible? Because tomorrow, I don't think there's enough time if you don't get off to a good start. And judging by how the results have been, it's definitely not as convincing. When we head to Erangel, I think into the last map, they got to buckle up, because if I'm not mistaken, we might just go directly into the last game.
We just might. So, nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, one more map still remains here. So make sure you guys don't tune away quite yet. We still have yet to see who has taken up the bulk of the points, though, because the team is still tabulating all the kill points, all the placement points right now to give you all of that information. But yeah, like I said, having seen these guys in action already for 4 maps in the running here, I get the feeling that we're starting to see a pecking order now amongst these teams here.
I mean, the Thais and the Vietnamese, right? They are absolutely dominating the group stage so far. With Daytrade, CERBERUS, I would put the Expendables, QConfirm, they're all doing massive work. I mean, NGE even also showing up big time in the group stage. And, one thing that didn't change was definitely which region is more dominant. I mean, everyone else is kind of struggling. In this case, I mean, even for teams like I would say Attack all around, they are definitely not doing too bad, but I expected a little bit more from the team.
Well, nevertheless, I think they still managed to try to find some fights for themselves, which is good enough. I think where they kind of falter a little bit, though, is like being able to like finish. They be able to start things on their end, but just not able to kind of like find a good position to hold down and nail down some of the teams they were trying to pursue. So maybe better luck in the next few days. It's still another day for them to try to improve on that performance. But granted, they are still, they only got 7th place in the Thai series from last time. So I think like if anything, just being able to toss it up a little bit with the top 8 for this specific tournament here is already quite an achievement here for Attack All Around.
Yeah, again, you just want to be able to get into the safe zone, qualify for grand finals, and then you have a couple more days off, right? Instead, if not, then you got to play 2 extra days of LCQ. That is absolutely brutal. But we will take a look at the match leaderboard for now. For the round match number 4, Daytrade getting 22 points out of that. One call getting 13, QC getting 10. Redsea again, coming clutch with the 8 points. This time 4 placement points, 4 kill points. Very impressive compared to the first 2 rounds that we had. EXO Clan also faring a bit better compared to what we see.
Indeed. I mean, also super impressed by EXO Clan finally being able to get themselves into a final phase fight, which is great to see. So at least they managed to get the single placement point, which is again, given that how much it suffered over the last 3 rounds, is certainly going to be quite a relief for them to finally be able to get themselves into a good fight. But nevertheless, we'd love to see them a little bit higher up on the board. In the meantime, the Expendables only being able to get 3 placement points, only 1 kill point for themselves. Nevertheless, they had a 7-point lead, after match number 3. So I wonder how this is going to affect their lead right now, especially with QConfirm being able to get 10 points in this haul. That's certainly going to close the distance now between the two of them.
And I think this definitely, when we look at the overall leaderboard, it probably would make a lot of these things closer. I think even on that top 8, because CERBERUS was not able to perform. The Expendables as well, both only getting 4 points this round. Attack all around, that's what I'm worried about, because last we saw them, they were in 8th place, but they managed to 0 points a day. They were the gatekeeper. 17 points, if I remember correctly, was what they had. Well, I guess they are going to be remaining at 17 still.
Yeah, so no changes on that front for sure. No changes as well for team number 1. Literally the first team to get eliminated in this Erangel round here. So certainly going to be searching to see whether or not they can come back stronger in the next round of Erangel here, but certainly not the start they were looking for in this phase of the competition. So that's where these teams kind of stand right now. Daytrade, even though they haven't quite matched the highest amount of kills right now, which is, if I recall correctly, 14 kill points that has been already achieved by both CERBERUS as well as the Expendables. But nevertheless, with the 22 points in hand, that should be pretty handy to allow them to stay competitive with this top 3 here. So I wonder how this order will be turned around here once we get to that overall leaderboard. But yeah, I would say I think a pretty satisfying look here on this round of Erangel.
Yeah, pretty much. I hope this continues for the next round, right? Some of these teams will definitely need the points. We're gonna take a look right now. Daytrade now finally cutting into first place. You have the Expendables in second, QConfirm in third, CERBERUS in fourth place, and now you kind of see this gap widening just a little bit with the first 3 teams having more than 40 points. UV is still there, eArena now maintaining in 7th place. 1 call makes it into top 8 as AAA, they got nothing that round, now they knocked out top 8. Redsea also, they are not close enough. They are there, but they need 9 more points to tie with 1 call.
I mean, to Daytrade's favor here, literally the rounds they weren't able to get chicken dinner, they've been consistently somewhere in the top 2. So again, all those placement points has just finally come home to roost here. So with the 22 there, that's putting them head and shoulders above what the Expendables were able to do, what the QConfirm was able to do. CERBERUS as well, they haven't really progressed actually that much over the last couple of rounds, so they're still stuck in the 30-point range right now, which can be a little bit concerning here if they want to be able to stay on par with the top 3 right now, who are already breaking into the 40-point here, with Daytrade almost at the 50-point barrier now. So it's quite the race here to the top for these Ready Mid squads, as now they're finally being shown up by the top 2 Thai squads here. Let's see what else is going to be in store for these the other ones who haven't quite been able to get into the top 8. So like you said, attack all around, getting 0 points this round means they stay 17 points. They will drop down to 8th place because of 1 call's a brilliant run in this round here. Redsea only being able to get themselves up to 10th place right now. So they're still so close yet so far for the Malaysian squad here.
And again, they need 9 more points, and that's if a attack all around or 1 call doesn't get any points that game, right? So it's a tall task for them. But some of these teams, I think the top 4, top 5 would be glad to know that there is no chance that they that they fall out of top 8 by the end of the day. They've gathered enough points so far, and now it's just to extend that lead and maintain their spot.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, there is not going to be a break. We're going to be jumping straight into the final map of Erangel here once all the players are set up inside the map and ready to go. So which means we're going to be very quickly be able to see the sequel now to Erangel Part 2.
Yeah, it's kind of like binge watching a series, right? I respect people who can binge watch series. I personally cannot do it. I've known people who binge watch on 2 times speed. I don't know how people understand shows on 2 times speed, but these guys have superpowers. But when you want to keep the action going, we're approaching the end of the evening, so just display while their gears are still hot, while the adrenaline is still pumping, just go into the last game and see what they have to bring to the table.
Exactly, and having seen the journey that some of the teams have gone through to get to this point here, I mean, I must say though, like the fact that these top 8 is so competitive is so rare to see, even in other games as well. But the fact that the very best of Asia is from all these very diverse regions here are still able to be on par with each other in this competition here, I guess this is really a testament to how competitive these teams are coming to this competition.
Yeah, especially when we're playing with kind of this point system, right, where the points are just so much more valuable. You still have teams that are able to keep on par with one another, and that really speaks volumes of the region that we're in. Thailand and Vietnam especially have been the strongest regions for a long, long time, and see them still are. And you still see some of the veteran names they're playing. You still see the same organization participating. I think that's a testament to how solid things have been.
Some of the teams that I really hope to see a lot more out of. I mean, of course, being slightly biased as Malaysians, I really wanted to see Redsea actually toss it up with the top teams here, but it seems like they're just a little bit short, in trying to get to that goal. Then we also have ExoClan, the only Australian squad, only squad from Oceania practically to compete in this competition. Also having a bit of a rough start for day number 1. Sort of had picked that up already by the time we got to ArkAngel, but I'm hoping it's just not too little too late for them.
Hopefully not, because they have had a very, very rough start. I wouldn't even say rough start, rough journey so far, right? All 4 rounds they were just not able to get off the ground. I would say the round 4 is probably the best that they had, and that was 6 points. And then to a team that in the first 3 rounds only got 4, that's 10 points for ExoClan. And you compare the benchmark, they need what, 24, 25 points? I think it's time for you to get as much as you can in this final round and prep for tomorrow. Thankfully there's 5 more rounds, but it isn't much.
I think it's also going to be more important for ExoClan here to learn as much as they can from these few days of the group stage. Because let's say if they can't make it to that top 8, they can't secure that slot to the grand finals, they're going to have to focus all their energies then to the last chance qualifier, which is going to be the last shot really for them to get into the main event. So I mean, again, I don't know how much information they can get when they're consistently getting pushed out at like 15th place, 9th place in these last few rounds. But again, really hopeful here, because again, this is the squad that's kind of holding a whole region's worth of hopes, for Pubg on their own backs here.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy, right? Because back then we see multiple teams of the same region playing, and this was the team that during Challenge Rumble they had a very impressive performance, right? You kind of see this big shift coming into the Super Cup. It is very, very surprising,
I know. So one call as well. I have also another squad that's holding their own country's hopes on their backs as well. It hasn't exactly been having a big splash in this tournament, I feel. Even though they do get a decent amount of placements, they did the highest finish they did, I think, was 6th place right now in our Tego map. But kills wise, very much sparse when it comes to one call themselves. And I think they do still get themselves involved in quite a few fights. I wonder is there a big skill difference going on, especially between the Thai Vietnamese squads versus everyone else here, that's allowing them quite effectively to be able to take these fights and be able to earn the points from them?
One of the struggles I think they ran into was just that you're not confirming the kills, right? We've seen one call in a lot of these top 6, top 4 fights. We've seen them in a lot of extended standoffs, but many times their kills also got stolen away, and I think those lack of confirmation, it does hurt them a little bit. But in this case, I think one call, thankfully they're in 8th place, they are now the gatekeeper. And then one more to kind of keep it in check. We have SunSister, one of the 3 Japanese representatives, and one of the teams that has been struggling the entire day. Currently in 14th, 15th place on the leaderboard, and that's barring Group C, right, with 24 teams in total.
I mean, again, a lot more quieter, but still, SSD has really tried their best in. I think this last ArkAngel round was probably the best performance we've seen from them so far. Although they still couldn't quite stick the landing, they were still able to get themselves a decent haul of placement points. I hope now that we're going to be jumping into our final round of the day, this is again going to be on Erangel one more time. Oh, that's a very generous flight path here, splitting themselves right down the middle from north to south here, and right off the bat, Exo Clan is actually holding position. They're not actually jumping out first. Instead, it's going to be Redsea, UV, as well as one call who'll be jumping out quite early on and spreading themselves out quite evenly from east to west as well. Exo Clan jumping out. Looks like they're going to be aiming their way straight towards Georgia Paul, which is also the same place that Deadly Strike is going to be headed towards at the same time.
You have a few teams going to the northeastern side, right? UV and one call are there as well. NGE splitting up. If UV is going to head to Stauber, it seems like they will stop short of that. Might put them in vicinity of one call though. Uh-oh. There is a PMA and SST at the exact same area. This could be a very early wipe for one of these teams. I mean, PMA is also a team. PMA and SST both have been struggling the entire day, and now they're going to hot drop in the same area. Meanwhile, eArena, at least KM99 is going to see E36 heading down to Sosnovka.
Yeah, in fact, like the entirety of Interforce 36 is just going to be taking control over the island here. But that circle lands right on the north, though. So that might talk about being cursed there. That there's a little bit of unfortunate there for the Japanese squad.
Yes, I mean, if you got E36, gotta start driving. eArena is going to be really happy with that arrangement. You get to gatekeep E36 if they take the western bridge. But SST already caught wind of PMA. And the fact that the circle is literally on their side, and now these two teams are going to be locked in the standoff for a very long time. Iron Pete getting tagged very early on, no medkits to work with. As Teddy, oh, he's going to see Impact, good shot. Just scraping by the side of his skull. Impact, actually, no, what the Molotov! From another angle, Snox just burns Impact.
Oh, this is going to be trouble now for SST because they're one man down. They're getting pressured very heavily here. Tay9 getting a good kill. Snox9 confirms a kill as well. And looks like he will be able to confirm a kill on Imhawk as well as soon as he finishes the reload. Teddy from the outside just popping in to make sure that no one's going to try to make an exit that way. He's going to be face up against Feven here from SST, who closes the door onto him. But nevertheless, Teddy breaks it down anyway. It's going to be a gap enough for him to send a grenade through. Is that going to be enough to get the kill though? Feven able to stay out of the trouble there while Tay9 gets taken down by Teddy, who pops in through the door. Now he has them in their sights. Runex is going to try to wrap around the outside here, but can he flank PMA in time? I don't know if he will be able to.
Now, such movements from Teddy really catching SST off guard. They will be able to retrieve that fallen member though, so PMA, they haven't done enough damage just yet. And Teddy, he alone is holding majority of this fight together, but I mean, if you're PMA, you need the rest of your team to do something. I'm Pete, well, he's gonna contribute to this one, and I'm Teddy, catches Feven, peeking his head out the window, takes him out. Teddy on the left, watch out, 50 HP, gets blasted by the shotgun, but I'm Pete coming in clutch with the backup. 3 members of SST down, and there's only one guy left, and Impact, oh boy, not much help to work with. SunSisters could not get rid of PMA, and that's 4 massive points for PMA.
Oh, and then PMA only lost one man, which is going to be Snox29. Teddy will be able to be revived here, but that's 4 precious kill points here in PMA's hands already from the get-go. What excitement now for the final match of the day here. But we do see one call actually starting to creep upon Severny's area here. They're actually going to be taking onto the shooting range here, which is dead in the center of this next circle. So looks like they want to try to go for the camp here and try to hold out as long as they can, with only the PMA to worry about from the northern side, and we also have Redsea to worry about on the western side. We're going to be on board now with NGE, who are picking up some vehicles to try to get around the lake near Yasnaya Poliana, and looks like they want to try to get some distance between themselves and team number 1, who has only started to actually open some fire onto Hakai. Hopefully he'll be able to hold his own there.
NGE making a big round as well just to get to Hakai, and oh well, that's going to be a problem.
Yep. Duck Juice, no problem for him though. Taking onto the hills here with the big Jeep. Should be able to get his way into the circle now. No pressure whatsoever for them because there's no one within Ruins Rosshawk North School, which is where they're going to be headed towards. So there's no resistance for them at least until they get to the river, and they're going to be hoping, I think, that the next circle is going to land somewhere southwest of this current circle here, and that will put them into a more advantageous position.
that's one thing that I learned from PUBG is that inertia does not exist.
Yeah.
The breaks into getting out of the car, oh, so clean, so smooth. Almost feels magical to some degree. Well, you have Redsea. It's just Dean alone going for seaside, right? Sightseeing just a little bit. Actually, they're going to take the edge off the map because that's where the circle is going to 100% end up at this point. They're going to put themselves right across PMA, and Dean actually fires a shot.
Most in the gun of all things there, which actually deals some very, very good damage at range though. So he's hoping that to at least like catch somebody's attention there from the side of PMA, but doesn't seem like any of them are biting at this point. Not even any return fire in his direction right now, while the rest of Redsea will be joining in with him. The deadly strike at the moment gathered up here in this position. How are they going to try to take this next approach here? It looks like they are at the very least within this circle zone here. They only have they have taken control over this nice hillside here, which should give them quite a good view of the surrounding lowlands here. And in fact, this ditch as well could be a good place for them to hide from cover. Not the best place if you're going to get dropped by grenades, though.
Oh, definitely not. But thankfully, no one is nearby. I wonder what the plan for DST is going to be. Are they going to travel on foot? There's a shack nearby that they could camp themselves in. QC, on the other hand, does have one of the attack all around members nearby.
Yeah, attack all around is actually a bit split up as well. So that's only Oscrit as well as Jedi who are able to try to keep an eye on QC at the moment, while the rest of their team is actually down southwards, and they could even be potentially third party by Exo Clan, who are just camping out nearby to the west of them. So I don't think either side will want to try to open fire on the other first, barring any early engagements here. But QC in the meantime looking like they want to try to regroup together first, while the Expendables are going to be wrapping around and actually catches the attention of Earth Zapalui there. So let's see whether or not that's going to result in a knockdown. In the meantime, NGE's Neil T is actually holding out in this spot here, which is actually getting encroached upon by UV very, very soon.
This have multiple angles to watch out for. He is the first line of defense after all. M actually finds Yanku from AAA, so that's unlucky for attack all around. But UT now sees the truck. Again, first line of defense for his team. Able to relay the information away. Exo Clan continue to put on the pressure onto attack all around, and AAA have shown no intentions of fighting Ant. Or he sees two of them. That's a lot of intel given. And Exo Clan actually has someone nearby as well if they want to rush for it. But
no, they're going to pull back. They're going to pull back and regroup together with Esquilusa down by the south side.
No!
UV! Ooh!
Jiken! What have you done?
He's already taken down two. Can he even find some more? Sapawa is going to try to run away while Ken is going to try to hold his ground, but that's going to be the death of him immediately while Van takes him out completely. Kill confirmed here for NGE as they take out J-Ken and Snell right from the get-go here. So that's a terrible, terrible way for UV to actually get into an encounter here.
Yeah, that was a 5v3. I didn't know that the J-Ken was part of NGE in that exchange. Complete disaster with that nade. Sapawa is the only guy left alive. It's not even close to the rest of his team. And UV now will have to kind of take the rest of the round slow based off of that one accident.
And mistakes have been like fairly uncommon here. Like eArena as well had like
two team kills.
Yeah,
this is the first one with a nade.
The first one with a nade. You know, you expect they have a lot more of that given how many nades we had in that third round, but nevertheless, then this time around it's going to be UV that's going to be taking the brunt of that. Nevertheless, NGE very much going to be secure within their sector here. No one else to try to contest them in this area, except for maybe one call who is camped up on the western side. But they have the advantage of having some buildings to use as cover there. But Fab inside the warehouse there should be able to provide a good base here for NGE, unless this next circle is going to force them to move out of the way.
eArena, wow, Sizzy is taking basically top of the mountain right now. eArena taking the edge of the safe zone. It's almost certain that it's gonna just close in and away from where they are right now. So this is just a bird's eye view for EA to kind of determine where they want to go next. Next circle still heading towards the northern side. We have 40% of the circle that is uninhabitable.
And that circle has already put one call in the best position to gatekeep NGE and perhaps even E36 because they're stuck on the eastern side. And everyone else down south going to have to make a cross across the river. Only eArena, I think, is the only one left that still hasn't made that crossing yet. Well, they tried to actually catch out Daytrade on the western side. Couldn't quite nail them down, though, as they were all fully locked into their vehicles and just basically pulled away for days. Now, PMA is going to be taking some shots from Redsea. In the meantime, though, the center of the circle is looking very crowded indeed, as all these teams now are going to be gathered around here around the shipping range.
All of them are driving in. Attack all around. They are driving by three teams, four teams. They're getting absolutely shot from left, right, and center. QC, or QC might get one. Yeah, they die instantly knocked down. They also found out. I mean, it's a death sentence to drive into the crowd just like that. Attack all around. Another round where they get 0 points.
That's just so weird. Why did they decide to try to push right through that? Especially when you have two full stacks quite literally firing upon each other. You're just quite literally giving them some free extra kill.
for a round, but they again had another round where he's not able to do much. One call though, that I think is going to be the team that I am putting a lot of focus on for this day one of the group stage and where they stand, because we started game 5 with them in the 8th place, and whether they are able to maintain that 8th place, I think is very, very crucial.
Indeed, it is. So hopefully, once we have those scores up, we'll be able to give you guys the live update here. But for now, we're still waiting for them to tabulate things. These guys gonna take a little time. There's a lot of numbers to crunch here for our crew behind the scenes here.
Yeah, I can't deal with numbers. Numbers. What I always say is that the only numbers I need to know how to deal with is counting cash. That's the only numbers I need to know. Like $100, $200. In this case, $20,000 for the champion.
Oh yeah, $20,000. Remember, that is a prize that all these teams are fighting for here. So it's not just about bragging rights here between all these guys. There is money on the line. So that's why these guys are just fighting tooth and nail. Even if the fight is not going to be advantageous for them, if they know they can get at least 1 kill point or 2, I think they will still go for it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot of value. And remember, right? Pubg is a game. Battle Royale for this, for Pubg at least, is there's no, if you go down, you go down, right? And there's no second chances, and this is why all these risk assessments are so important for some of these teams. And the format doesn't make it any easier, because it really punishes you if you are just making reckless decisions. And this is why we kind of saw some teams really bomb out early on. Teams, if you are hot dropping other people, or you just happen to bump into a secondary team in the same area, you basically risk not having to play the rest of the round.
I know. So. And speaking about like the new format, the new rules, I mean, I think is there kind of like impressions you can give about it so far? I mean,
I think it's brutal. I think it's absolutely brutal. I think the point system itself is probably going to be the killer. And I'm not saying that it's a bad system. I just think that it is a system that rewards those that perform and really punishes those that don't, right? And it forces these teams to be a lot more cautious with their moves, and put a lot more emphasis on not just the gunfights, but how you make the decisions leading up to those gunfights.
I know, and it feels like, because in the previous kind of rule set, I think a lot of teams can kind of bank on the fact that even if they can't really go out and get those kill points done, at the very least they could rely on a steady supply of placement points, a very consistent placement from round after round to kind of keep them, on the top. But I feel that now, if there's an opportunity to take a fight and you don't take it, that's going to be points you're leaving to other people. And in the end of the day, if you don't get into that top 8, you're not going to get any points.
Yeah, I mean, this is meant for battle-hardened soldiers, right? Like if you are a deserter, if you're a coward, you just want to hide, you definitely get punished by the system, just in terms of points. And I think it's a good thing, right? You are just again forcing the balance of teams that in terms of strategy, and also in terms of how to practice those gunfights. I think you end up utilizing the entire kit, the entire set of mechanics that the game has to offer. So I'm very looking forward to see how this evolves. I think so far we're definitely seeing some teams that are taking advantage of it, some teams that are thriving in it, and some teams that are struggling.
But I think like the part for me that I feel a lot of the esports teams here are definitely grateful for is the standardization of all the formats. Because last time, you had different kind of timings for the circles when it came to Erangel as well as Miramar, and that meant you had to memorize 2 different sets of numbers. I mean, you already had trouble in 1 set of numbers, right?
Yeah. Like back then, the early circles are very dreadful, right? Because it feels like a slog that you just like no one breaks out of it. Everyone's just playing safe. And with the standardization, again, you're forcing more active moves, right? You're not letting the teams kind of sit there for 10 minutes not doing anything. And I just love these minor changes. How the circle is now programmed to to make it a bit more fair for these players. How we have less randomization on certain aspects, and it really allows the team to just focus more on themselves rather than, wow, what if luck messes us up?
Yeah, and I think more importantly, especially for the maps of Miramar, I felt like this new format here has made the game much more streamlined. Because in the past, Miramar will always be like these long wait times, isn't it? Just waiting for things to happen. The first early, even up to the mid phase of the game could be absolutely zero action whatsoever. Just everyone just holding it in until the final few phases. So this time around, a lot more faster Miramar maps, I feel.
Yeah, if you can't find a card, you already lost half the map, right? And kind of the deadliest thing. And of course, there you go. I think still one of the highlights of the day. First time debuting on a competitive, official PUBG event. And some teams you can clearly see the teams that are really comfortable with that map. And we're going to see more of it down the road leading up to the grand finals. And teams that are struggling with it, they are put at a disadvantage because this one, ultimately does lead to more tournaments, more competitions down the road for our circuit. So the team's got to buckle up.
I know. So, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the scores are coming in here. So this is the score for match number 5. QConfirm, 17 kills, as I said earlier on, the highest we've ever seen so far in this PUBG Asia Super Cup. So that's already putting a high bar for anyone else in this competition to try and match up with. But nevertheless, this is a stellar performance here from QConfirm. PMA, even though they kind of did a tactical blunder a little bit by taking over the position of Daytrade that was basically being hounded upon by other teams, somehow still managed to get themselves in second place. That's no doubt because of the 9 kills they've gotten, 4 of which were taken onto the last place team there. So hopefully that's going to help them stay in the running here as the sole one of the 2 teams from the Taiwanese region. Then we got eArena right now sitting in 3rd place here, tied in points with NGE. So even though NGE had more kills, but again eArena had higher placement points, which is why in a tiebreak they will be able to take a 3rd spot instead of 4th.
Absolutely, and again, Redsea once more just fumbling at the very end. 6 points only. Daytrade also managing a 6. This time the Expendables, CERBERUS getting 5 and 4 each. Exto once more just. It's probably the second best round they had, right? With 4 points. The rest of the leaderboard pretty much the same. Very underwhelming round from Attack All Around, getting nothing out of this. And for one call also, right? 0 points.
Yeah, and that's really surprising to see from them. I mean, it's quite surprising to see how little impact that One Call has been able to do throughout this competition here. So hopefully they'll be able to take a lot of this to heart and hopefully come back with a stronger game plan, or perhaps examine where exactly the weaknesses and flaws are with regards to the rest of the competition here. But so far, again, very much a Thai versus Vietnam kind of affair, and we've just been seeing squads from either region kind of like trading blows against each other here. It's just really great to see, for a show like this. Now, before we got to match number 5 here, Daytrade Gaming was the leader of the entire the competition so far.
Right.
Yeah, so we want to see when QConfirm conversely were in 3rd place. I want to see how far they're going to be able to, because I think QConfirm definitely might have done enough here to get themselves in 1st place. I just wonder what is the margin like for them between themselves, Daytrade, as well as the Expendables.
I would want to see the same of PMA as well, right? 15 points is massive in this round for a team that were basically in 14th place by the end of match 4. So I don't think it's going to get them into top 8, but it will get them very, very close to top 8 because, again, top 8, right? One call, excuse me, they didn't even move because they got 0 points in this match. So I think that's going to increase the chances of teams like, Redsea, teams like, PMA, and PMA actually just breaking into 8th place. This is basically a tie, right? Both PMA and One Call are tied, but you can see QC, 16 points ahead of Daytrade.
I mean, again, PMA, by virtue of just having the points more recently, will certainly earn that spot above One Call anyway. But QC, again, what a lead they have against Daytrade here, because that's 16 points in a lead, which is the furthest kind of lead we've seen so far today, and certainly going to be a huge mountain to overcome for both Daytrade as well as the Expendables here, who are both 54 and 49 points respectively to round out the top 3. New generation esports in 4th place right now with 38, and then CERBERUS only able to break into the top 5 with 37 points. It's still very competitive, from 3rd place onwards down, but QC putting themselves head and shoulders above everyone else thanks to the 2 chicken dinners and the 17 kill count in match 5.
Yeah, you look at the kill points that they have, 44 kills. They are on an absolute roll right now. But, fight for top 8, still very close. You have One Call tied with PMA, Redsea, they're 3 points away. tag all around 7 points. So you know a lot of these teams can basically turn it around in just 1 or 2 good rounds, even medium rounds. Even Exo Clan, well, they break into 14. They have 14 points so far, not dead last. Still gotta crank it up a bit because you know Exo Clan, I'm rooting for them. You know, this is definitely not the start I was expecting to see. A very slow start for Exo Clan.
I know, so very disheartening to see as well, you know, for the team that won the Challenger Rumble last time around, you know, but that was before, you know, the new rules. But then again, you know, it's still the same old maps. It's just that I think the field, the competition is a lot more tighter, you know, than what Exo Clan, you know, experienced during their Challenge Rumble. So this is going to be a kind of part of the adaptation I think these teams are going to have to face coming to this competition because, again, you know, they're fighting against teams that are from other regions who may be even more stronger than any opponents they've faced, you know, in their lives before. So again, you know, these teams, this first day itself is going to be a huge day of learning for all these teams that weren't able to break into the top 8. But for those who are in the top 8 though, especially for QConfirm, wow, like what a statement to put out to the rest of the world here that, you know, Thailand and Vietnam, these two regions, they want to show that they are the best when it comes to PUBG here.
Yeah, and I think QConfirm, they can definitely rest easy by the end of the night, right? Tomorrow, you know, Group B, they get the rest, and Group A, they continue going. But you know, for QConfirm, I think they have, you know, built a good enough cushion for themselves. So excited to see what the rest of the group stage is going to be. We're going to close out day number 1. It's been a fantastic way to kick off the group stage for the PUBG Asia Super Cup, especially in summer. But we'll come back tomorrow, same time, for more action between Group A and Group C. My name is Husky. It's Victor with me. We're going to sign off. Have a good night.